Hey guys, welcome back. I will show you in today's video why Bitcoin went temporarily to the downside and why I'm not faced by this at all, and will show you the next major move to the upside that is basically around the corner for us. If you think that's interesting, then make sure that you are watching this video until the end, and let's go guys. Thank you so much for tuning in here today on this Wednesday. I know it's quite late. I had unfortunately no other chance to record this video because my girlfriend's downstairs sleeping, so I had to find a spot where I can actually film. And here I'm now sitting in the restaurant of the place where I am after I had a hot air balloon ride this morning. If you want to see stuff like that, then go to my Instagram. I post a bunch of amazing content there from the place where I am currently here in Turkey. So now let's get directly into the charts here, because I don't want to stay here too long and want to take care of my girlfriend downstairs while she is sick. The DXY pumped a little bit to the upside today. Not really surprised about this based on the economical data that came out today. So we see here a small bounce to the upside, but again, even if we come here all the way up to the 100 point level again, we're going to get a rejection from here. The reason for that is really simple. PCE data came out, so personal consumption exponential price index in the US actually coming in lower compared to the other months, but higher than expected. Expected was 2.1 and came in at 2.3. The higher the number, the more volatile the markets become, because that usually leads to tightening monetary policy in the US. So, but when you look here year over year, we are on a decline, and that's exactly what we want to see here. So as long as we are going lower and getting closer to the 2% mark, the looser will be the monetary policy, and that means we're going to get rate cuts, and that of course means the markets will rally to the upside. So now when we go into Bitcoin, here you can see already that the stochastic RSI is about to bottom out here with the current candle here. So with the daily close, we should get a nice turnaround here back to the upside while we are in an ascending triangle that's poised to break here to the upside. And also the RSI is not looking that bad, and the MACD will most likely at some point tomorrow start to turn around here. Just want to see how the trend lines are looking here. Yeah, that looks like a fake out to me. Potentially turn around already by tomorrow, and we got a super clean retest on the EMA ribbon that we were waiting for. So that would have been a sniper entry for this trade setup. But I also want to tell you in a moment why I'm not with my current trade targeting here $102,600. Like I said, we have here this ascending triangle. We got a bullish retest of the bottom of that ascending triangle here with a small deviation below. Now we are going back to the upside, most likely following a path like that and going into key resistance. Once that key resistance is broken, we're gonna get push into our take profit area. So, and that key resistance is around $95,000 to $95,700. And the take profit area is here at $98,400 approximately to $100,000. Why do I take profit there? Because there is a major resistance. I had it in the next chart. I'm gonna show you that. So here is a major resistance, and that's why I'm gonna take profits and not screenshots up here. So you should do the same, not wait for $102,000 unless you're willing to hold the trade. Going up here, getting rejected to 98, 97, 90, yeah, 97, something like this, coming back up, then only breaking, and that can take a while, and I don't want to wait for that. I rather take my profits and roll it over into a new trade. And the reason for that is quite simple. There is a huge psychological resistance up here around the $100,000 mark, even though it's also the target of that bull flag. But now you see already we are consolidating. If you're lucky, you get another chance to enter here, a third chance basically into that trade to reach that target all the way up here. So when we are looking at the MDX algo scalp gradients, we're now back in the blue phase, which is absolutely fine, and we're just chopping sideways here. And once we're breaking through that range, we're gonna get that nice push into the $100,000 mark. The react indicator is also just cooling down here, but also looks like that we're going to turn around here soon, and that, like I said, will then lead to that move that we are waiting for. So on ZoomX, my trade is still here in a slight profit. Of course, I was yesterday $1,000 up. Now we came a little bit down, but I'm still holding this. I'm not concerned. My liquidation price is $84,700. Most likely will not get touched. So I just keep holding this trade until we reach the target. Today is also the last day that you can take advantage of the lucky draw to win the Formula One, to win a trip to the Formula One, to Monaco or to Miami. So you make use of that because it's only a couple hours that you have left here, let's actually check. You have not much time left, guys, not much time left for that. We're talking here 4 hours, I guess. So here this has now, oh, it got extended. It got extended, guys. So that is not that bad, guys. So it got extended for another month. I wasn't aware of that. So here definitely make sure that you spin the wheel, you know, every day you have the chance to do that. They actually updated the prices here. So now you get here F1 Paddock Pass, which is insane. 3-day F1 VIP ticket. Like I said, that is a VIP ticket, VIP flight, 5-star hotel. The same for the F1 Paddock Pass. So just go trade a little bit. Every day when you trade, you get more tickets, and more tickets mean that you can have a higher chance to win here something. But no matter what ticket you're using, or it doesn't matter how many tickets you have, every single time you win something. So the more you trade, the more tickets you get, the higher the chance that that you get the Formula 1 ticket. So use the link in the pinned comment below in the description for that. So now on Glassnode is also something that what I wanted to show you why Bitcoin is about to rip here to the upside. So that is the MVRV Z score, and that shows you if Bitcoin is overvalued or undervalued. So in a score under 2 usually means we're undervalued. 2.5 is fair value, and over 3.5 is overvalued. So, and you see the last time we were here close to 3.3 when we basically had a new all-time high. So in there Bitcoin was slightly overvalued, and that's why we cooled down, and now we are coming back to the upside. And it also means that Bitcoin has to rally to the upside when the score is going higher. The liquidation levels also here, I mentioned that yesterday, that I was expecting that we come back to the 50 moving average, potentially go here into the high leverage long liquidity. That was partially taken now, and that's why we got this bounce. So the next step should be a move here into the high leverage short liquidity to around $96,300 before we see any major rejection from that point, potentially before we move to $100,000. The liquidation heat map also shows you clearly that around the $96,000 mark is here right now the highest concentrated area on the sell orders and the short positions. So that is definitely right now the majority target for market makers and liquidity providers to grab all the liquidity up here, then come down a little bit again, and then send it higher into Valhalla. Total free market cap here, it looks like that we get by tomorrow potentially finally a break to the upside, so you be a little bit more patient there. But some altcoins have already rallied today insanely to the upside. I'm going to show you exactly which altcoins that are in a moment here. The Bitcoin dominance, I will not talk about the dominance right now because it gets kind of boring because it's still kind of around the same level. We're going to talk about that. Something major is happening to that. But before we go into altcoins, guys, don't forget I trade all my altcoins on Bybit. I have also a Bybit card. I showed it to you guys yesterday. You get still a free airdrop position if you sign up with my link in the description below, and also $30,000 worth of bonuses. So make use of that. And what I also want to mention is I'm gonna start copy trading again. I'm not sure when yet, maybe in a couple of days. Yeah, potentially in a couple of days. Give me 3-4 days-ish, then most likely gonna officially start copy trading again. So if you wanna make money with me on my trades, then sign up and go to the copy trading area and just copy my profile. It's the same name, you know, it's also AMCrypto, with the link in the pinned comment below and the description below. Ethereum is still fighting with this downward sloping trend line, even though we are above that. At the same time, also the VPVR has problems here around the $1,813 level. Once we're getting above that, Ethereum is going to fly. Really easy. You see that also here already on the stochastic RSI, also here in sync with Bitcoin, about to bottom out here. It looks pretty similar. So also here tomorrow I expect some fireworks for Ethereum into higher levels. The next one is Solana. Solana is respecting the falling broadening wedge pattern here. The downward sloping trend line has held as support. From there we bounce back to the upside. So now we are back at the entry level. So that would be a good moment for you to get into Solana if you were not able to get in before, because also here the indicators all telling us that we are ready for a bounce and a move back to the upside to the top of the range here to $151. You can take a little bit profit there if you want, but I would personally hold this because there is a bigger break coming to like $165, $170 in the next 2 weeks approximately. Then one coin that is ripping and the volatility on this coin today is crazy, is Coti. We went all the way up to 8 cents, 0.6 roughly. The first move was, when I go to 1 hourly chart, can maybe see it again. First move was to 8.3 cents. Then we came down a little bit. Then we shot up once again. Oh no, sorry, my mistake. 8.1 cents. Then we shot back up, shot even higher into that sell cluster here. Got rejected from that. Now coming back down. As long as we are staying above 7.8 cents, we should get continuation to the upside based on the higher time frames on Coti. And remember, I told you guys yesterday, when we break this downward sloping trend line on that falling wedge pattern, you should enter from there. And look here, the higher time frames are super, super bullish for a move and continuation here in direction of 10 cents. The next one is SUI. SUI, I talked yesterday about, we are still here in that falling wedge pattern. If we come back to the bottom, like to $3.28, I would enter from there, but potentially not even wait until that, because look here at the indicators. The stochastic is flatlining, giving us soon a buy signal with the next 4-hourly candle. The RSI is slightly turning around. MACD also looks like is poised to give us a buy signal. So here, I would not potentially wait, and my take profit target would be around $4.47. Then Render had here a crazy move when Bitcoin went down earlier. So I have to adjust that line here now. So this starts to look more like a small bump and run pattern here on the 1 hourly chart, because you have here your lead-in phase. This here is the proper bump, then you come up here. So here most likely a break will happen tomorrow at some point, I would guess, around $4.35, maybe a little bit higher than that. And here nothing has changed on the overall trade setup. So we did not touch our stop loss, so you should be still in that trade. Now slightly back in profit. Yeah, what means slightly? You would be up 4% roughly on that trade. So once we are breaking this downward sloping trend line, it's going to send to the upside, and the first stop would be $4.65, and then the target, the overall target of $4.78. So also here I would definitely keep holding that position, because also here, and when you look on the higher time frames, yeah, so also here this looks like on the 12-hourly chart not that bad, and on the daily chart I think even better. But just let it load here a second. Yeah, also here you see we're about to turn around on stochastic, get a buy signal. Give it another day or two, then this should come into fruition and give us a bigger move here to the upside. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I will go and get under the blanket, because as you can see I wear a jacket, it's cold here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you with more money tomorrow.